Happy Fear Month. You're too funny. I know. I was thinking about doing something along those lines of starting playing a bunch of spooky games the whole time and everything. Oh, there you go. There it is. All right, that's good. But yes, Happy Fear Month. Spooky stuff all around. Everyone, take a spooky test. It is almost time for spooky. And I'm wondering if I should start playing some other spooky games to get ready for spooky in the meantime. Everyone's playing spooky stuff right now. Everyone has already started. So as I go and weave in and out of my usual stuff and all that stuff, I should be playing some spookier things. Because I am a total chicken when it comes to a lot of these things. So it should be fun. Hopefully. Oh, why is that not on? I need to get my wax pot done. Let's see, induction heater. I will need that. That's just turned off. I don't need that. Light. Need that. What is this? Vacuum? I don't need that. Let me switch that out for my wax pot. Alright. Oh no, you're alright. We're here, we're here, we're together, we're gonna have a good time. So you don't worry about that. We have that understanding that we're here for each other. Where's my other thing at? Something went missing. That's usually on here. Not that. There it is. Why is that not in view? We gotcha. Why is that not showing? Is it too low? Let me check. Does it come up over here? It doesn't. Huh. One of my things isn't showing up. Maybe if I bring it up over here in another application, maybe I can get it to pop up again. Let me see. Let's see. Alright. Let's do some of this. Let's get my wax pot a little bit closer. I can reach for. I don't need this anymore. Where is my other favorite tool that I usually use? Somewhere here. Alright, so let's start with... Okay, let's go and... I don't want to do this on this model, so I need to switch this out to my other model that I'll use for some of the real work, which I have over here. I think this is, let's see. No, this can't be it. Here it is. Okay. They already showed the special, oh, Halloween skin. Oh, good, a hunter skin. They definitely deserve more, they definitely deserve as much love as they potentially can get. Yeah, don't bite on me. Hunters definitely need more and more love in that game. So hopefully they do them just fine. See if I can carefully take this off. Nope, it's gonna be difficult. It's alright. I just put it back where it needs to go. Okay, so I think with this one, I'm not going to make this in flexible. I'm going to go make these with a couple of wires bent into it, so it has something to hold on to. And I can see if I can capture onto this canine here that molar is going to be going. So I kind of need to plan that. So I'll use both of these canines as spots to grab onto. Gotta use some thick wire so that it doesn't risk snapping. So with that, let's go with 032. Yeah, 032s will be fun. Which this is going to be thick stuff. It'll be a pain in the butt to cut. It's Rep. Oh, hey, look at you. I was like, hold on, that name is familiar and everything. Hey, what's up, Rep? Classy finding you over on the red side of things. Are there things you can't eat with dentures? Leon, okay. Leon's, I just want to say, you come in here all the time asking or you come in all the time asking about different dental stuff, and I love it. I love everyone that comes in here, but you always come over here hot out of nowhere. What's something that blah 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 teeth blah blah blah. So thank you for flexing my tooth brain. Let's see. Are there things you cannot eat with dentures? So that is a very good question when it comes to all of it, as everyone's questions are really good. When it comes to our, so usually I'm going to call it with teeth. Oh, then also I'm using this to help me out too. With teeth, let's say that no matter what, when we eat, we are able to use 100% of our, we are able to use 100% of our biting force with our real teeth. Without teeth, and that's saying that you're in a full denture like this. This replaces every single tooth on the top. With that, with replacing all your teeth, you are going to be chewing at about 60%. You're going to chew at about 60% of your normal bite. Because the force that you're able to put down on this denture, which just transfers it to your gums, is a lot more sensitive, doesn't have a lot of, doesn't have the structure underneath to hold it in place. So you give up about 40% of your bite just from going from one to, just from going with teeth to no teeth on one side. And then if you go to no teeth on top and no teeth on bottom, without teeth top. If you go to without teeth both, then you're down to about 40% of your biting force. And so with that, you significantly went down from, oh, I can crack, you went significantly down to, oh, I can chew steak. Okay, maybe I can't chew steak as good, but I can still like bite on like nuts, walnuts, and stuff, and still crack them. To I can't even crack walnuts now. I can't I can't chew nuts or things like that, because now you've lost so much structural attachment to your body that now you're that low. And this should say both. But it's one of the reasons why when people are come to the office and say, hey, I want to take out all my teeth and get only dentures, get all fake teeth, that's where it becomes issues, because we lose so much biting force. And so people, when they get to this area, you can see that a lot of their diet changes forms. They're no longer hard foods or anything. Maybe they are mashable stuff or things that are easy to be chewed. And you can see our patients that go from here to here lose a lot of weight because they are adjusting to that style and form of eating. So very unfortunate when it comes to that. Like I mentioned before, because I think you were here yesterday when we were talking dental stuff, you're very suspicious that that it makes me feel like you're going into into the dental field with all these questions you got. I want to get my counter to show up like I usually have it going on over here. I'm not sure why it's not showing up. Let me see if I can get that to go. I want to manage. No, I don't want to manage. Where's my things at? Edit, transition, source, that. Oh, let me see. You brought up something here. Similar topic. I have crowns on my laterals. Oh, look at you! Look at you throwing out those terms like that. I have crowns on my laterals. What food should I avoid? Because I was told things like uncut apples and corn on the cob. Definitely those lateral teeth because they are smaller in width and everything and shorter in length of the tooth. Your crowns, if they are full coverage crowns, there's no real teeth, there's no original tooth structure underneath that's visible or chewable. Definitely, you should switch to easier to chew hard items or just like pre-cut them up yourself. Now, a testament to that too is what is it called? Is what type of crowns you have on there, because it's not just, oh well, how thick are these crowns compared to the old teeth, the old tooth structure that I have, but it is, what is the crown made out of. If the crowns are on your laterals are made of Brux zirconia or zirconia material, then those things are hard as hell. They're more than likely not going to break. But if in those front teeth you are whoever your doctor was that put them on used what is it called, lithium disilicate or like Emax, where it's a underneath an underneath layer, a first layer of dental material, then porcelain stacked on top, you might want to watch out for how much biting forces you're putting on it, because the main risk that comes to it is that the porcelain breaks or fractures off. That doesn't usually tend to happen within the first 3 to 5 years, but eventually as you keep on using your teeth and it's around your mouth and your saliva and it gets softer, then the porcelain will slowly get weaker. Now, there's people that can use these crowns for 10, 20 plus years, but as something that we usually see, especially with like back teeth in the past, where we did a metal layer on the bottom that was holding onto the tooth, and then the top layer was porcelain for aesthetics, for beauty, the porcelain will eventually chip off and everything. I think it's the second option because I slightly recall them saying they might need to replace them in the future. A lot of times, yeah, then at that point it may be what we call, right, a brand name of it is called Emax. Another one is called, there's some, Obsidian is another one. These are all brand names, but more than likely it's a stacked porcelain crown or a lithium disilicate. More than likely, because the more likely what reason why they use those ones is because they look really lifelike. They have translucency, they have a little bit of see-throughness. You can stack layers of color on each other and get a nice realistic tooth. It's perfect for that, but they'll last you I don't know. We never give guarantees, but usually they say if you have the same insurance and you get a crown on there, that the insurance will repay for that crown after 5 years' time if you're here in the U.S. So they usually say, oh, 5 years, we'll pay for it again, but hopefully it lasts you a lot longer than that. So it's probably like Emax. The original root structure is there, but the teeth didn't come out fully matured, so they put the crown over the original tooth after shaping it a bit. Oh, okay. So if I can probably make a guess on that, then you probably had what was called a peg laterals, where normally, and we're going to have this split between both sides, usually we would have our central, right? And this is going to be within normal limits, and then this is called our peg lateral. So within normal limits side, this is going to be our central, and then our laterals usually are going to be a little bit shorter, or they're going to still fill up the space that they need to, but they're going to definitely be smaller than our centrals. Where over here on the peg lateral side, we have a reasonable size central, and then our peg lateral comes out something like that, something to the tune like that. Yep, peg lateral, exactly. My peg tooth. Yep, and a lot of times when it comes to this situation where it doesn't grow the three lobes of the tooth, usually one, two, or one, two, three, it only grows one lobe, and that's kind of what you're dealt with. A lot of times in some studies, or what I usually tend to see this a lot of times is for people that have European descent, which of course then people fight with, oh, isn't everyone come from Europe? Well, there are more cases where people that are more recent European descent have peg laterals. That's a very common thing for them to happen. So a lot of Caucasian people that have English, Irish, all these things that kind of reign from that area region, they will have stuff like this. It's not specifically only for them, but it's a very high chance. But yep, peg teeth. It is peg night. I want to say they were a little shorter than they should have been also along with that. Oh yeah, it is crazy what peg laterals do. Because you can have them just super lightly developed or something. And they all fall within a little different category, but just like you're saying, shorter, like half or a third the size. Some people's break off super easy, so everything's stupid when it comes to peg laterals and them acting right. They're like wisdom teeth. Wisdom teeth are supposed to be smart coming in. They're like the worst tooth that does not know its job and gets its role wrong every single time. So you're good. Man, I really want to get this working again, but I don't remember how I did it. 1 second. I don't want to do scene stuff. Is it sources? Maybe I have to go and use stream elements then. Let me go and see. Let's see. It was funny because the baby teeth that were there, I don't know if they were also referred to as laterals. Yeah, they're laterals also. Were pulled out because the roots didn't dissipate, if that was the correct word for it. It could. It just depends on the way that doc used it, but it definitely, they were acting as roadblocks for the adult teeth, the permanent teeth, to come into place. The only thing that switches when it comes from a adult tooth, like let's say the upper right side. So your upper right side, our lateral for an adult is going to be number 7, number 8. Upper left is going to be 9 and 10. The only thing that changes from that is if you're going to be for a child. If you're going to be a kid, then it's going to be D, E, F, and G. We just switch from numbers to ABCs. Depending on the patient's age, and that's mainly for what's called the universal system. But if you go across the pond, if you go to Canada or Mexico or any other European country or whatever, they use a different system. But this is specifically for the universal numbering system for the states. Yeah, hey, look at you. Already on it. Looks like someone's been studying their dental books and everything like that. It's also another thing that I kind of go over in my video that I recently posted probably like a month ago, which was tooth surfaces. Is that when you go to ortho, they go by quadrants. So upper right, upper left, lower right. And then that each one has a quadrant number, so that would be quadrant 1, 2, 3, 4. And then from there, when you go and learn those quadrants, when you go and like reference a number, it starts from the first tooth in the front, where the midline is. That's where the middle of our skull starts, and you count backwards from front to back. So it's usually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And so, as a reference for that same one that we were talking about earlier in universal, your lateral on your top right would be 7. For a kid, it would be D. And for ortho, which is also the same thing, known as FDI, ortho would be quadrant 1. I'm just going to put some extra stuff right here. It'd be quadrant and then number. That's how they usually identify it. So it would be quadrant 1, second tooth back. So it would be not 12, but 1, 2. It's always got to be a struggle to get to get the language down, and then someone wants to go and switch it up on it. So, yeah, so that tooth number 7, what in universal is 7. That in a kid's mouth would be D. In ortho would be 1, 2. And then to even be stupider, like I mentioned, it's just so many different languages when it comes to it. So if we do ortho for an adult would be 1, 2. And if it was ortho for a kid, it would be 5, 2. Because it starts as the adult system first, going 1, 2, 3, 4, and then when you go to the kids system, it keeps the number system going by 5, 6, 7, 8. So enjoy that. You just go and enjoy that yourself. Ortho is weird. It definitely is. But I tell you, it gets tricky, especially when it comes to this, because normally in a whole mouth for an adult, there's 32 teeth. And so if you're here in the States, we just know that. But if you are here in the States and you work in ortho, then you have issues of, someone just comes up to you and says, oh, we're going to go and take out, let's say, 2, 5. And for a person that's thinking uni, number 2, 5 is your lower front tooth. Or I should say 25 is your lower front tooth. But in ortho, quadrant 2, 5 is your premolar. If I'm thinking quickly about it, I think it's your second premolar, which in uni speak is tooth number 13. Which makes no sense for an ortho person, because then that is the person's canine for the upper right, which would be number 6 in uni. And so when we start, within the system, it's just like, especially when people post or like ask questions on like groups, they need to start with my language, then you're referencing number, or else everyone's going to think in universal as far as it being a group. So crazy stuff, man. I really like this little tray whiteboard piece that I got going on. This is actually super handy. All right. that can get confusing. Yeah, it does, but what can we do about it, right? I'm gonna do something really quick. Hold on. I want to make sure nothing gets messed up over here. We can force the ortho people to comply. I wish, and I don't know why they do. I don't know why they went funny and stayed with the quadrant then number system, but it kind of makes it quicker because instead of saying like instead of it's just quicker for them to say it. A dentist can tell the assistant, hey, go and put spacers on all sevens. Or no, they'd say go put spacers on all sevens. And that makes sense to them because then that means in every quadrant, the seventh tooth in the back is going to get a spacer between it. But if you were to do that same thing, which is all spacers on all sevens, 4 words, for a universal style to say the same thing, it'd be say spacers on all first molars. So they only shorten it down by a single word, but hey, go put spacers on all first molars, and then they do the same thing. So they were able to cut out one word, space it, and keep it all 4, and barely even that because it's even shorter. Super dumb. Okay, how do I bring this over here? Add. Sure, let's do a scene. There it goes. There it goes. Finally, I was just trying to figure out how to get this going, but there we go. Sweet. That makes me feel better for some reason, but now we are back in the game. Now I can concentrate on my piece that I've been working on. Alright, so we're doing denture stuff, as we've been talking about, right? Learn about all these ortho things. But I need to go and re-put this tooth back in place. And let's go do that. Get this up a little bit. And oh, that's what I wanted to do. That's where all started. I wanted to bend wire as a. I just wanted to bend a retainer wire for this, so that I can get this going. So about there, about that much. Wire cutters. Let's get this going. Cool. And let's see, the height of contour is going to be right there, so I'm going to go and pop it right in that area. Really, oh, I guess I can bend it to this one. That makes it a little bit easier. Let's take this off for a second. That'll be good. But definitely, if you have any questions, you let me know. If I've answered all your questions, definitely figure something else random about dental that I can talk about. I am all up for it. Homework I need to grind out, so I'm working alongside with you. Hey, that's all that, so far, from everyone that I've met, that's all they use me for, which is exactly what I wanted. So you keep on keeping on, and maybe at the end of it, we'll all be here together when magic is made. Okay. So, let me get this going. How do I want to go about doing this? I don't want this bottom portion to stay. All right. Right about there, so. Alright, and then from there I can turn this off. Don't need that anymore. That'll be easier on my system. Got that. Alright. Okay, so that'll be good. I'll throw probably some sticky wax on there. Get that to stay where I want it to go. Yeah, that'll be perfect. And then I can go and do my next piece too. I see these numbers are fluctuating in and out on people that come in and out. I always wonder what they're thinking when they come and see what's going on here. It always kind of throws me off a little bit. Alright, so that's stuck in its position, which is perfect. Which on Twitch? It's mainly usually YouTube that I got a couple of like back and forth. It's always like between 3-4, 3-4, 3-4. So it's always kind of like wonder what's going on. I wonder what's going on through those people's minds first, right? Let's see. I got two maybe quick questions. Do you have Oh, let me see. Oh, that was pretty quick. You're all good. Let's see. Do you have access to X-rays? Are you able to show them to us? Yeah. Do you want to take a look at anything for any particular reason? I got an X-ray head, or X-ray head. I have a portable X-ray unit, so I can take X-rays if I need to. I got a digital sensor, so I can take digital X-rays if I need to, or if I need to like X-ray my finger, then I can always do that too. For some reason, if I needed to do that. But then also, as a side piece, I do have a lot of access to different X-rays. But I mean, I can just easily just go and find them up on Google search and kind of explain anything that's going on in them. And usually, I tend to usually also have a couple of example sets that I have in folders and such. Oh, let's see. I mean, like X-rays of people's mouths to show interesting cases you've worked on. Usually, when it comes to patient X-rays, as far as like before treatment and after treatment, not that often do I have access to stuff like that. Because usually, in the cases where I am having people take X-rays, exactly, and that's exactly what you're saying, Leons. Is when it comes to being able to show people's personal identifiable information, that's stuff where it has to be kept super confidential. But as far as like going and like seeing what other people have put on the internet, it's a lot easier to go and criticize and talk about those ones. So that's where it comes down to. Love to show you, but unless it's actually like someone just went and just threw a set of digital X-rays or anything on the table, that's where I can't just go search for them. That's what I assumed when I asked the question. No, yeah, definitely, and that's when it comes to that. I mean, once you're out there in the field, you're gonna be seeing everyone's dirty laundry as far as teeth, and it's super fun because. When you see people's X-rays, it's not just shows what they currently have going on. It kind of shows you where they've been through, as far as their full dental history and everything, which is pretty wild sometimes. If you think like, oh, you have on this tooth a root canal, but not just any root canal. You have what we called silver point gutta percha in there. So that must mean that you've got this during this time frame where we didn't have rubber point gutta percha. So that means that your dentist was probably so old at this point. Or if you see like front teeth x-rays, and they have white fillings on them, you can tell like what time frame or period did they get these fillings done, because the old school white fillings did not have barium in it. So when we took X-rays of those front teeth with those white fillings, they would look like tooth decay, but like weird because it was really clean cut, mapped out tooth decay instead of the stuff that we're usually used to seeing. So a couple neat things along that line too, but that's definitely where we usually get to learn how to be like tooth detectives at that point. I do want to reset this to a different point here. All right. That a little bit more closely follows the path that I wanted now. There we go. That's where I want it to be. All right, let's go and do my magic fingers dance and hold a bunch of stuff. Alright. That's where I want that to stay now. Let's go work on the other side. Do the same type of dealio. It's just these remaining teeth are such a pain in the butt to work around, especially since they're not. I know that they're going to be taken out. Probably use about that much or so. There it goes. Gotta hold that down a little bit more. It's about where I wanted to have it, so that should work good. Let me go and sticky wax this one up too. Alright. So now that we got that going, let's go and work on getting this bite set. I'm going to do it all in wax now. I'm going to transfer all the teeth that I have here into there, make some cuts as I need to, but that should just about get me what I want. How long have tonight? Tonight, I mean, I've only been on for like an hour or so. I probably have about like 45 minutes or so before I get going. Um, when did I start just streaming in general? Probably around 2-ish weeks ago, 3-ish weeks. Maybe something like that. But shoot, yesterday was one of my long ones. It was one of my longest ones, so that was pretty neat. Didn't know I can go for 4.5 straight with little breaks in between. But that was fun. But as far as like YouTube and everything, I've been kind of on and off of, or I've been mainly on it more these past 3 years of actually putting up videos, video editing, all that other stuff. So mainly, I just wanted to branch into doing live things just recently. I saw when I was looking through my YouTube feed that you were playing DDR and some of the streamers. There's Pata here to kind of throw in a little something. Yeah, yesterday I was playing DDR. Yesterday I was playing DDR a couple times. One of them was inside a tooth costume, and then when I did it at night, I kind of just had my setup over in my garage, and playing that again since that sparked that interest once more. I love playing DDR. It kept me in shape, and I haven't done DDR in a while, so it makes me feel like I need to do it more to get back in shape and shed my dad weight. Man, hot wax just burns so good. It's just such a different feeling of pain to have to go through. Very enjoyable. And Simba streamer. He wants to invoke Kingdom Hearts through the live broadcast as the game is referenced to. Oh, I know, right? I do need to keep on going with Kingdom Hearts stuff. I need to do all the games I never played. So that is it is a big way that I got my initial live following people is playing Kingdom Hearts 2 Proud Mode and just getting just really bad luck at it. That was fun though. That was fun while it lasted. I did see that when I was looking through your previous streams on Twitch. It looked interesting. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts was definitely a nice revisit back to a game that I played as a kid, and that got me, and that mainly got me back into just playing video games again because for a long time I wasn't playing anything, or for a long time of just working and having kids and everything, I never got really back into playing games, and that was my first shot of like, oh yeah, this is why I used to play, and I just needed to make sure to set some time later. Man, I hate studying the tables of elements. It's my greatest weakness in learning a name. Yeah, I have no way to help you with that, Pata. Tooth is not an element, is not a base element for me, so definitely I have no structure to that system. Alright, so I can switch over from this, and I can go and get these teeth hopefully set in place. Let me go and take that central that I had over here that's floating in my workspace. There you are. Boop. Alright. So let's get that going back into action. I had that reference to a game or an actual element. Well, actually, yeah, Rep and Pata, you guys are two pretty smart cookies. I'm pretty sure you'd be great study buddies. And then we got a couple of odd people over here on Twitch that's also joined us. I like that. They're just monitoring like what the hell's going on here. Nice to have you guys here though. Let's see. I want to go and cut these off a little bit. Alright. So let's go take a couple of these out. More than anything, because I don't know your name, it seems fine to me. Oh, you guys are fun. I'm gonna have to start digging again, or I'm gonna have to start trimming these. Where is my piece here? Let's start with this. Let's see, it's the mesial aspect of this needs to be more open. Oh, my dream yesterday was relaxing. I think it was one of the most peaceful on the beach at night. Light moon is that. Sand listened to the sea. The funniest thing is that the moon was a heart shape. I was about to say, you're describing Destiny Island for a moment there. So, you definitely had me for a moment. I was like, hold on. Sandy beach, heart-shaped moon, Destiny Island. Well, sometimes I have to run the simulation a little bit nice. to make sure that my experiments don't go rogue. You already know that dreams are memories or sprains because maybe it was that island. Good. That would have probably been a pretty good benefit, is to just get that weird star-shaped fruit that looks like it's a shooting star, and to enjoy some sea salt ice cream. I need to trim this model up a little bit. Where's my trimmers? There they are. All right. Imagine having. So you guys are either crazy or talking about that game. Yeah, it's the game. That's the main thing we're talking about. We're referencing the game. I imagine it has a slightly sour taste, but since it's fruit of love, it's also sweet. Yeah, I can see that. Okay. Let's get the other side here. Oh, One Piece. That's actually a pretty good connection too. Okay. That should be good. Heard about lucid dreaming. Seems cool, but it seems like yeah, definitely quite a few things discussed yesterday about its downsides. Okay. Yeah, it's thicker one than that. Now he's back. I'm going to drink coffee. It would be nice to get into coffee, I feel like, but I need to save that for when I go back to dental school so it actually works for me. It was always to become a dentist was always in the back of my head, but at my first place that I ever worked at, and my doc being very thorough with the way that they taught, definitely they gave me insight about how it is and about how the system is of dentistry and the schooling and everything, and a couple of the downsides. So it kind of threw me away from wanting to do it. And I was like, well, that's no problem. I really like assisting, and I want to get back into, and I would love to be able to teach dental assisting. And so I got to live that dream. And so that became my my little pastime. And I think it's been working great so far, but I think what I might want to do in that case is, especially as teaching and everything, you're always attached to some type of institution or some type of school or some type of federal system or whatever. I think it would be a pretty sweet deal to become a dentist and then just kind of offer your office more like a teaching office. So it's like, oh, would you like to learn how to do X, Y, and Z? Come over to my place. I'll employ you for 6, 9 months, however long it takes, and then once I feel like you're ready to fly off, you can go off and do another, go to another office, and then I will recruit or get new people on and teach them, and just kind of keep it as a flow and keep going, just giving people opportunities to better themselves, and without having to spend a lot of money or anything like that. So that was always a in the back of my mind. If I could do it, this is how I would go about doing it, to keep the teaching aspect going and do dentistry and help people out. So it's always an option, always something to do that. Never too late, but definitely that clock ticks louder and louder the more that you keep watching at it and not doing anything. I know one of my students wanted to become a dentist, and I definitely encouraged them to do it, and hopefully they end up doing that, and reach back out to me when they finally make it in the big leagues. Just like yourself. I think general dentistry is pretty much up my alley. If I was gun to my head, had to specialize, I would probably go and do root canals. I think that's fun. A lot of people like to go to like orthodontics to do braces and everything like that, but root canals are really nice, especially if you have really good feeling in your fingers, as far as like tactile senses, to be able to feel the files inside the tooth and to feel ledges and all that stuff. Pretty much just closing your eyes and working blind. That's probably up my alley on how I would want to do things. So, general dentistry, yeah. If I had to do a close second, root canal specialist, endodontics, that'd be my game plan. I think you were talking about it yourself before. I think you wanted to do some type of oral surgery or something. Or maybe that was just the dentist that you were kind of working with. Or maybe it'll just be that. Maybe it'll just be kind of a mixture of kind of everything. Just do dentistry for long enough to get the experience, and then go back to teach dentists what we know. And just be a dental professor. I think you're thinking about how I was going to need surgery for my underbite. Yeah, I remember. We were talking about that from before. But I forgot. Maybe it wasn't that. Maybe I think we were having conversations about. Maybe we were having. Oh no, you know what? It wasn't you. Never mind. It was another person that was asking about the difference between ortho and regular dentists, and so I did the whole branching out system of all the different specialties, and what they do and how people select it or get to that point. That's what I was remembering from probably like the other day or yesterday or something like that. I was thinking, do I even have that one here still? No, it looks like I used it from before. This was when we were talking about how do teeth get loose in that diagram. I may have used it and thrown it away already. Alright, let's go ahead and add a little bit more wax. have to look back because I do wonder about all the different specialties or subcategories if you wish. Yeah, if you want me to go into it, I can. It's not too lengthy, but definitely as far as especially you understanding, you would catch on to the concept really quick once again because I know you have it down in your mind a bit, quite a bit. Uh-oh, my wax is starting to harden in my vial. Oh yeah, I got you, man. Man or woman, I don't know. Sometimes I'm just like, I'll be kind and plead to everyone. Alright, let me go and... so, with that and the whole concept behind specializing, you're good. The whole concept of that whole specializing system is that you pick a specialty or pick your lane, and once you go into that lane, you cannot travel back, or I should say, you cannot work in someone else's lane. And so we start off as all general dentists do. They go and do their 4 years in undergraduate school, then they do their next 4 years in dentistry school, and they come out at the end being a DDS. Also, on certain areas or certain schools, they also may be called DMDs. And that's going to be our general dentists and such. And so they start off in their one little bubble. And like we've talked about before, your general dentist may go and, or your general dentist can do everything. They can go and do a little bit of ortho. They can go over here and do some perio. They can go over here and do some prosto. They can go and do endo. They can do oral surgery, or kind of like another branch off from that, which is going to be oral surgery radiology. So like the radiation and the looking tools and everything like that. You can go and do well, you can do pedodontics. You can do work on kids. You can go over here and do, let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got 2 more. One of them is called public health. Which is pretty much kind of a little bit of an odd one also. What the hell am I missing? Ortho, perio, prosto, pathology. Oral pathology. Oral path. And so these are, from here, this general dentist can do all the stuff that any of these ones can do. Now, one of the kind of exceptions that they probably won't be doing as much is going to be oral pathology, because they're not gonna usually be working directly with the patients, but they're going to be working with biopsies and excerpts from the patient and running tests on that, like normal pathologists would do. But because they are staying in this kind of middle of the road, they can touch all these different treatments. They can do a little bit of light braces. They can go and do gum surgeries and put it back together. They can go and make dentures and make dentures or crowns or bridges and dabble with that. They can, of course, do all their root canals and pull teeth, whether the teeth be any tooth in the mouth or wisdom teeth that are funky and tipped over or diagonal, Oral surgery radiology just deals with the different diagnostic tools that we can have and use. Pedodontics works with kids, which is another thing. Now he's back. I'm going to drink coffee. That's funny. Now and then kids, of course, any general dentist would go and have children patients, but usually pediatric patients are going to be anywhere from the age of adolescence, which is about 13, 14 and younger. But then you can also go into, you can also think of it as adults with kid-like brains, so like mental health issues. So we would classify them under our pedodontics. Public health works with the public sector, such as looking at certain types of, doing certain types of reviews and looking at different types of reviews, or going through the process of getting water fluoridated in a certain county or city or whatever. And so these are usually the main recognized ones, which there are 9 specialties. But there are also more, such as implants. So implantology. There's one that's going to be like holistics, which is like an offshoot of just like being a regular dentist, so it really doesn't track any different. But the whole thing that we're, apart from knowing all about all these different specialties, is that if a doctor goes and chooses a road, and let's say they want to become an orthodontist, that arrow pathway only goes to ortho. Once you become an orthodontist, you are now shut off from doing anything outside of these walls. You can only do straightening of the teeth, advising for certain things, for certain teeth to be pulled by other people, so that you can still do your job and straighten teeth. You no longer can do fillings. You no longer can take out teeth, do root canals on teeth, or anything. You have to stay within that lane. But with that, specializing brings you more money, because you are the expert of your field. Versus over here as a DDS, you make great money, definitely, but we only get $2 signs down here, versus over here where they get 3. And so that's where that happens. The issue that comes with this for the patient, though, sometimes, is that if your dentist that you go to does not do, let's say, like root canals. Maybe your dentist that you go to currently cannot do a molar root canal on you. And well, that doctor can't, that general dentist can't. But if you were to go a couple blocks down the road or to a town over, maybe that dentist is able to. And then from that point, you don't have to be sent to a specialist where it's going to cost more money. But your general dentist can do it at a general dentist price. Is that only if you label yourself as an orthodontist, or can you go back to labeling yourself as a general dentist, then be able to do everything? So, good question. If you specialize and you can call yourself an orthodontist, you can no longer touch anything else. But if you want to step down from your orthodontist title and go back to being a general dentist, then yeah, then you can go back and do everything once again. But you can no longer charge as an orthodontist, and you also can't call yourself a orthodontist. You call yourself a general dentist that you wouldn't even say specializes, but you kind of would. It'd be a general dentist that works with braces, or that specializes in braces along with everything else. So you can either go that lane over and make more money and do none of the rest, or you can go and stay in the middle, or come back to the middle, then allow yourself to do everything else too. So that's kind of what they got in the cards. That's what the heart of the cards kind of gives them at that point, is that. And not that many of them that I would imagine would want to make that jump from being general to a specialty and then on the way back. I can only see that happening if they got their license to specialize pulled, such as like I don't know, you did braces, but you did it unethically. So you got your orthodontic license revoked or on probation. So you can do all this stuff, but you can't do ortho until your probation period is up or whatever. So those are other things that can happen, such as, oh, I'm an oral surgeon, and then also as an oral surgeon, I go and do general anesthesia, and so I put people to sleep. But then someone died under your watch, say someone passed away because they were under general anesthesia and you didn't do your duties correct to make sure that they were fine. Well, no longer can you do general anesthesia, maybe on a certain type of people. Maybe you can't do general anesthesia on kids or adults or just in general. So you can only do oral surgery without the process of putting people to sleep. So that's also kind of along those like neat little lines too. Ow. Okay. Good stuff. Good questions, as always. Let's see. Where was I at? Okay. Let's go back to this. This is pretty bulky. Now I'm going to go and clean this up a little bit. And I like to use this tool to clean up a lot of my stuff. Thanks for listening. I'm out. Let's see. I'm out for the night. Thanks. Have a night. Oh, damn. It is almost 12 o'clock for myself. So I'm going to probably be calling it a night too. But yes, thanks for coming back as always. And even on the other side. So you take it easy yourself. And hopefully we'll see you soon for some more study time dental things. Man, there must not be any separator on this. This is not coming off that nice. So, note to self. Thankfully, I'm building this onto this model, so I have no reason to want to take it off after this. But I need to give myself a heads up on the next one to make sure I'm good. Let's see, how do I want to go about doing this? Why does this sound so familiar? Oh, that's why. Let's see. Do a little bit of that. Let's release some of this. I need to sleep, but I could use some background noise. What are you working on? You know, just working on teeth. Just working on a full denture at the moment. Little by little, you become famous, handsome. That's the way and the style that it goes. I just need to go and have the darkness spread little by little. But we're just working on a little denture that I've been kind of coming back and forth to for a little bit. But I like the I am background noise at 12 o'clock my time, probably about an hour or so ahead for both of you. But enjoy it. I have been known so far as to be the study material. For those, and I like that title. We already discussed this, right? You guys were here from the beginning. All of yous. Rep, Nora, Pata, Flu, Jamie. Oh man, I was like, what was the other one? The one word. Leon. All of you guys have been here from the beginning. And a couple people that I'm not calling out at the moment, I'm sure. But hopefully I don't get too famous. Highly doubt it, but just because these things that I'm doing are very niche. No one wants to go and watch teeth be made or watch a guy in a tooth costume doing DDR like I freaked everyone out yesterday. But before I do go to sleep, I am going to do a match of DDR of my I'm going to do a DDR match just to probably get me exhausted enough to put me to sleep immediately. One of my stamina charts. But I should go and put my I should go and cosplay as Ansem or Xehanort one of these years. Or I guess I should put on my real clothes. The tooth ring might be also. Yeah, this definitely kind of turns people off once they come into the stream and they see that that's going on. Definitely not a looker. And probably even a better thing that my wife likes is that it keeps the females at bay. They're like, oh, he's odd. Let's not go and mess with that weirdo. But maybe one of these days, y'all will be here for it when I get a true, what's it called? What do you guys call them? Raids? Raided? Maybe one of these days we'll have one of those happen, and that'll be a neat, fun experience to actually go through. and not one of those weird ones where it's just kind of random naughty questions that people ask that one time. Oh, that is true. That is, you're all right. That's what I need to do. That's what I should do. I should get my sibling to get me to do a shoot, what do you guys call, what is it called? That chill hop girl or whatever. I don't know, I guess it would be a GIF or something like that. That repeat one, and just have it be something just like at the bench. And just a repeat cartoon version or rotoscope version of just waxing away. I can probably even try to edit that if I needed to. You know, it would be great if there's a virtual world of VR where you could chat like this and socialize with many people from around the world. I have a VR headset, and VR chat was definitely a fun time to experience that. But I was also very, I guess I treated VR chat and hanging out with people or meeting people just like how I do out here in the real world. I'm awkward. I don't go and look for people. So I just go hang out in a corner, throw basketballs all day. Or bowl. Ooh, wouldn't that be cool? That'd be nice. It's not too far off. We know that for sure. It shouldn't be too far off in the future. Give it like 5 years. You got it. You got it. Develop it. Work with good people that have the same type of goals in mind. Get it pitched to a higher company. Get paid for it. And then just live it easy. Live it easy, keep it easy. And then do a lot for charity. That was also another thing I should have mentioned with Rep from earlier, is that if I was able to go back out there as a dentist, is that I would want to try to do a lot of charity for the people that needed it. I think that would keep my mind clear. Translate to the language you want, and when they set it to you in another language, what covers your ears is translated to you. That'd be a pretty sweet situation for that. I know there's a weird-ish kind of version to that with one of the headphones out there that kind of does something early stages along that line. It's a little after 12. Do your best to get it. Oh, that's true. Oh yeah, yeah. Let me get a. And the chat on screen isn't updating. Really? I'll have to go and check and see what's going up there. Yeah, let me go and get my DDR set up so I can exhaust myself one last time. Oh wait, that's just me. Let me go hit this in studio mode. Throw it to gaming. Throw that suckerfish on. Turn that one off. And then let's go and do transition. Alright, let me go and put a stop to this one for real quick. Nope, wrong one. I think I should be able to do that. And if I'm quick about this, maybe even filter it. Ooh, man. Just about have everything down. Yep. Not too bad. I guess this just gotta be my new little setup streaming place here. Let me go and throw this back on. Bring that down. That off. If you're doing that is years of effort without speaking to be translated in real time was heard at the same time the outside sounds heard, not just your voice. Friend, you really like that game. Yeah, you know I do. DDR is definitely definitely was very influencing in my time as a kid. It made me not be as embarrassed to play the game in front of other people. And that kind of also helped with me just being able to it helped with me being able to cancel out everyone and not worry about what other people thought. So that's what me and my friend kind of used it for in our times. It's just getting used to other people looking at us doing embarrassing stuff like dancing. Let's do this. Let's go and about 300. I don't want jumps. And I should be able to make this work. I think it's big enough that That's got me going. I need to be able to quick step this too. Ooh. Yeah, it's definitely night where I'm at. It's about, I think we are an hour apart as far as time frames. Not too much. Usually at this time she would be also up doing her own thing. So we kind of just, hey, we're good. Let's go and do our own thing. And we'll see each other when it's time to go to bed. Oh, bombs? Ooh. From this far, I can't catch those arrows moving that fast. So I can't do that with this back bar that I got going on here. I gotta do a little bit, I gotta go easier. So if I can't do 11s, I can probably do 10s. And with that, I should be able to beat max 300. Where is it at? Extreme? Max 300 won't be here. No. Yeah, it's gotta be in the first game. There you are. 10s. At 300 beats per minute already. So let's go and stop that. So you work in the afternoons or days, and then you get distracted at night. Yep. Pretty much. Whew. It's this damn back bar have like no support and it hurts. So it's like bothering me the whole time that I'm going at this. Ooh, I need to check on my slow cooker and make sure that that stuff's going good too. Let's see. Yeah, but pretty much for the most part, we're just always we're awake for too damn long. I'm always so tired. Just doing this, putting in extra time doing this or dental stuff and the job and all the other things and housework and chores and fixing up stuff. It's just it's never ending. But my little disconnect from it all happens when I come here, so it's not too bad. Yep. And that's why she comes and helps me out. Usually it'll be like, hey, come over to the stream, mod if you want. Or hey, I need some art thing kind of made for me. I need sprites made for me or something like that. So Ivy's been a great help in all the little nooks and crannies. She's been a great help everywhere. Oh, and then yeah, and then of course you help out with the kids when you can. With the baby teeth. She definitely does art a lot. Let me get this. Even for a little bit, I had her help out with my with this little dental stuff that I was doing too. So she's got skills everywhere. She just has to choose what fancies her. Which right now we need her to be an art and a bookbinder or a bookmaker. Ooh, that thing's hot. All right, but it is 12:21. Yeah, I'm doing better. Getting back on my meds helps a lot. It definitely is a different life. All right, that tired me up a good bit. So I do need to drink water too. I need to go and handle that carnita meat to start, but we will get back on this. I might take a break tomorrow, more than likely, and then we'll probably be back doing this more on Tuesday. So in 2 nights, I'll probably be back, ready for all the spooky stuff. We'll start some spooky games, or we'll put a spooky music over Kingdom Hearts. So definitely from there. We'll see you next time, Pata. I hope you have a good night. And then you keep worrying about those elemental tables. You're too funny.